Rule 3. Don't curse very frequent. Rule 4. Don't be too controversial. Rule 5. No racism. Rule 6. No distractions. Rule 7. No phones unless Kyle, Lucas, or Scott asks you or accepts it. Rule 8. Use initials or acronyms for actual people's names. Rule 9. Guests have to sign the book. Rule 10. Read the book. Rule 11. Be open to compromises and persuasions. Rule 12. Majority rules. Rule 13. No racial slurs. Rule 14. Don't target insecurities. Rule 15. No religious arguments. Rule 16. No more than 4 total people with exception of 2 well-behaved guests. Rule 17. No eating. Rule 18. No slurping. Rule 19. Eat before podcast. Rule 20. No controversial propaganda. Rule 21. Only propaganda allowed is good American. Rule 22. No whispering. Rule 23. No hating on Europe. Rule 24, no screwing around during Where's the Mountain Dew? Rule 25, Where's the Mountain Dew? Has to be said at the end of a recording. Rule 26, proper intro is needed. Rule 27, no not allowed kids. Rule 28, no hitting table or messing with it. Rule 29, no rocking chair or creaking chair. Rule 30, no playing copyright music. Rule 31, keep things moving. Rule 32, no walking away without a proper excuse. Rule 33, no messing with recording instruments. Rule 34, no Rule 34. Rule 35, living and messing around. Rule 36, don't trash talk hosts who are not present. Rule 37, 20 to 25 minute episodes minimum, flexible with hosts.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the podcast, Garage in the Basement. I'm today's host, Lucas, bet you missed me from last episode, and my 2 co-hosts,
Scott
and Kyle. That's right, we're in the garage.
Today is going to be a little more serious. We're gonna bring some news up at the end of the podcast.
We got some. We got some news.
We want to have a little bit of fun before we bring that up, so we're just gonna go into some interesting topics. So first of all, we all saw the sketch leaks, or at least I did. Very interesting.
I've heard about it. Yeah.
I heard about it.
What is it you want to talk about? Sketch leaks.
I mean, I just generally wanted to get your opinions about it. Like, how do you feel about, it's obviously taken a big mental toll on him. Like, do you think he deserves all this hate? Or, what is your personal opinions about it?
What I wanted to say about it is, one thing I've noticed is he's actually gotten quite a lot of love. As far as I know, he's gotten a lot of support through it and everything.
He's getting support, but he's also gotten hate.
Well, yeah. No matter what, people are gonna hate. Let the haters hate. Obviously, slay all day. I'm drag queen, remember?
Oh yeah.
God. But in all seriousness, I don't know. I know this will come out or come off wrong, whichever way. I support sketch. You can twist my words and everything, but yeah.
There's nothing wrong with supporting him.
Yeah.
I wish him the best of mental health, and I wish him the best of luck in the future. I know this has taken a big mental toll on him. I just don't want him to do anything drastic. There's people that still love you, Sketch. Don't try to hurt yourself to try to make this go away. It's not going to go away, but if you're able to power through it, it will get better. Anything you want to say, Scott?
No, I mean, you guys kind of hit it on the nail. I mean, and I support him. Good for you. I mean, I'm sorry that stuff happens. It's gonna happen. If you record something like that or do something like that, you cannot expect it just to stay hidden.
He did say that he knew that it was gonna come out. He was like, either be delusional and never think it was gonna come out, or have a plan for it.
Like he said himself, weight off his shoulders.
I seen that.
And that's gotta feel good for him. Maybe not right now, because there's still.
But I mean, at least he doesn't have to hide that part of himself.
But now he doesn't have to worry about it as much, as long as if he just keeps powering through, keeps getting support and love from his fans, even if they weren't first time viewer fans and they are only watching him because of the controversy from it.
Actual fans, not just oh yeah, I heard something was going on with Sketch, I'm his #1 fan now. It's actual fans.
Yeah.
But your friends still love you, so I generally think, you did nothing wrong. He's just playing out the Constitution.
He's a funny kid. He's good at what he does. I find him entertaining. Okay, don't give me that look. When I say he's good at what he does, I'm saying streaming and everything. I did not see the leaks, so I wouldn't know if he was good at that. I'm not trying to make fun of you if you're listening.
I'm just trying to twist Kyle's words.
Yeah, like I said would happen, but we love you. Not in...
No one was gonna say anything about that part.
The look on your face as soon as I said...
Alright, just shut up. We gotta get next topic. Alright, we should also bring up that we're all three of us are together. This isn't like a Discord episode.
Yeah, this is a special meetup. Yeah. Like we're all actually.
You'll notice it doesn't sound like
crap
when you go to FaceTime your friend or just call your friend or whatever.
And Scott's not lagging out and looking like a
he's
pixel.
2 hours away. You notice it doesn't sound like that, like absolute crap.
And I'm not rearranging my room.
Yeah.
Dude, on our episode that we just did, I was rearranging my room as we were recording. I was cleaning the entire time.
Yeah.
But another topic that we really wanted to bring up was that our episodes from when we first started compared to now.
I was gonna talk about that more towards the ending.
Oh, there's not much to like super talk about. We didn't really have like a general like plan or list.
But we have to get to 20 minutes.
Yeah. So
according to the Constitution.
Exactly. So go ahead.
Are we actually gonna...
This was like one of the big topics you really wanted to talk about, so we might as well just go ahead and start it.
Alright, so I don't know if you actually like just started listening to the podcast or you've been a fan since episode 1, but in my opinion, because I've actually like personally, after we record them and they release, I listen to every single episode, even though I'm the one who I know what's gonna happen and was told. I laugh still, which is I find really cool because like. You could be listening to it for your first time or your second time. You still find it funny. But anyways, I was listening to episode 1 and like the first episode, like the first few episodes again, just because I was curious on how our conversations kind of twisted, like change from old us to now. When we first started this podcast, it sounded like we were all best friends. Like
it felt more natural.
It felt natural, like we were just having a simple conversation, not actually like. What I feel like we're becoming is we're businessmen and we have to get this done.
I generally think that kind of started once you left and it was just me and Kyle.
Yeah, because we didn't have
a mediator to like try
I keep wanting to say guidelines, but it's not really even guidelines. We just didn't know
when to stop.
Like
you guys didn't have someone to control, like keep things in container.
Well, just to give us like that angel on the left shoulder.
That like nudge, like, hey guys, this is a little too much.
Yeah, because like me and him get distracted pretty easily, and
we can get hyper fixated on things.
Yeah, I talk a lot, and then sometimes Lucas just will not talk enough. So that isn't necessarily the best mix when it comes to this, because when you only have 2 people on a podcast and one person is talking the whole time, then
it's not really
pretty much just means one person on that.
You've always been more the talkative one out of all 3 of us.
Yeah, that's why I have the nickname Drag Queen. Because not only do I drag things out.
You repeat things.
I repeat things. Well, no, that's part of dragging it out, but I will continue to sidetrack over and over until like pretty much the episode is
You're already doing your literal nickname already.
Yeah. I am not... Okay.
Alright, but I don't want to get like too political here, but I do you guys are fine with like the presidential debate? Like
we already talked about
it. You guys already talked about that?
I cut that out. The entire thing.
Oh, wait, hold on.
I don't want to necessarily talk about like who's right and wrong. I just want to talk about how these men are supposed to be respective, and this is a presidential debate, and they're not taking it seriously enough.
Yeah, like
can I just say one thing? So what I said in the last episode, I ended up talking for like 10 minutes. I went from the debate to pretty much just on a political tangent, and I decided, after I called Scott, to just delete the entire part. So
because it was literally just him talking. Because first off, I'm not only not informed about politics, I hate politics. Like I think they're stupid, and I think the world would be better off without them.
Well, we need politics in the world, but I don't...
Yes, but I hate
the way politics are now are much different. Well, not
I don't want to
different.
necessarily get into like bad politics. I just want to talk about
The
a little bit about how this debate wasn't like you wouldn't think it was actually like a presidential debate. You would think it was more like an argument
One thing
between
I
like
brought
two
up-
angry old men.
Yeah, one thing I brought up, I remember in the last episode that got cut out, was the fact that when you look at the 2012 debate compared to 2024, like
I've seen those
I have
things.
clips and stuff saved on my phone.
Yeah, it's
one clip. It's like 2 minutes.
They were
long.
very respectful with each other.
Yeah, it was like Barack Obama and then a governor or a senate or something. I can't even remember from
But
where.
they were very respectful with each other.
Yeah, they
were
were, like,
even
joking
Yeah,
with
I was
each
about to say they were
had like
joking
a
with each other.
brotherly
Well, they
vibe
weren't
almost.
joking. I wouldn't say brotherly vibe, but I would think that
They were very
respective.
friendly.
Respected.
Yeah, respective. And
They
friendly.
gave each other respect, and
They were.
I have to think that this presidential debate was just kind of like,
Yeah.
I have to say I was really disappointed. This is a presidential debate, not a golf debate.
Yeah, it was pretty much.
Presidential debates aren't made for like insults. They're made for giving your side of what you can do and what your part can be.
Yeah, it was a petty. The way I would describe it
Kennedy for president.
is, it was more of a petty, old orange guy who claims that he didn't do all these felonous crimes.
With
yelling at a dude,
an old man
an old man with Alzheimer's,
with
who didn't know what he was
basically
even
Alzheimer's that
talking
can
about.
barely think to speak on his own.
Yeah,
And they're both not very good candidates.
Yeah.
We used to have really good candidates,
like what
and
my mom.
now it's
what
kind
my
of gone
mom
downhill.
said was pretty much at this point we're voting for the vice president, whatever vice president they choose, because Trump, her explanation was that Trump will probably end up going to jail or getting impeached. He's going to jail, I'm sure, or prison. Sorry.
I don't know.
And
Money
then-
talks.
Yeah, but he's going wherever, and then Biden, he's quite old. He has all sorts of illnesses. So he might not make it through the whole 4-year term.
He might. We've seen more impressive things. I mean, woman
Well,
got hit
yeah.
with a meteor before.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's more impressive things out there. I mean, it's against the odds, but I just generally think that we need to. I think our system's just starting to fall apart on itself.
All right.
All right, let's
We're
change
almost
topics.
I'm
talk
gonna say-
about the debate.
Because we're not talking about the debate anymore. We're starting to talk about the system.
All right,
let's
You're
switch it.
starting to. I was still talking
Yeah, but
about
it would have gone into the system with the
All
way
right,
you and
stop.
No, it wouldn't have. Oh my god.
Shut up!
So, as you may remember,
Sorry. I know that's not funny.
back when we first started going online, our first episode of being online, I talked about a story called, or my lure story,
Yeah.
the lure of the lure, where I lost
Yeah.
2 different lures, one to seaweeds and one to a fish, and then I went back up. They were the same lure. I went back up and bought it again and again and again. Well, as you may know,
Lures.
I went up and I bought a third one, and I said I still haven't lost this lure quite yet. Well, bad news. I went to use it one day and I went to cast, and the line snapped and I lost it. It didn't even touch the water before I lost it either. So I got so angry. I went up to the store. I did not buy a second one or another one of those lures. In fact, I was so mad at that lure, I figured, you know what? This lure's screwing with me. I bought a different type of lure.
What did you yell at the lure? Did you say any words that you might regret?
So I was out on the boat, and my stepbrother and his friend were out on the dock, and I lost my lure. I sat there looking at the line, and I probably woke up our neighbor who may or may not have been sleeping. I can't tell. His lights were off. I kind of screamed mother.
You almost said the N-word. You almost said you screamed the N-word.
I screamed mother so loud. I heard my stepbrother's friend start dying laughing. And so I rode back up, and it was just it was a fun day with hanging out with my stepbrother and his friend, but that's not a part of the story.
I just wanted to draw out that couple beeps that we can get per episode.
Yeah.
All right.
Get it out of the way, you know.
We got a second part to that story.
Huh?
I said we got a second part to that story. We were supposed to go fishing today.
You kept wanting me to go tomorrow.
Yeah, I wanted you to go tomorrow because I don't want to go fishing, and then we were gonna go though, because I would have budged. But then
Yeah, we were
it
literally
rained.
we're like you can't see it, but I'm pinching my fingers like really close. We were super close to going fishing today before I left, but Lucas talked me out of it.
Well,
No,
it just rained before.
it started raining and.
Here, I'm gonna explain this real quick. So, I'm spending the night here,
So is Scott.
but Scott is too. But he got here yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I got
you
here
two
Thursday.
could watch the new boys episode.
Oh, so good.
We're gonna have to
Yeah,
talk about that later.
Before you guys talk about that though, Scott's staying until Sunday, right?
I think so. I might end up changing just because I want to see my dogs before I head back up north.
Today's Friday, and I'm staying until Saturday, and then I think I talked about it. Yeah, I talked about it last episode. I'm busy 2 weeks from now for Boy Scout camp or whatever. Literally the last thing I plan on doing for Boy Scouts, and I only am have to do it because it's already been paid for all the way back in
I think this should
January,
wait.
February,
This
and
should
there's
wait
no
for
refunds.
This should wait for the news though.
What do you mean?
The news, you
Yeah,
explain it.
we're gonna wait until the end of the episode, or more towards the end of the episode. But an update to that is next week, or this week or whatever, I'm missing, or not missing, but I'm super busy because I'm sure I've talked about him before. Foreign exchange student, one of two that came over when I was in 6th grade for probably 6 months, I'd say. He's a German male. I'm not sure how old he is even. Probably 18 or something. He's coming over with his family, and we're going up to Mackinac Island or whatever I don't think we're staying over, but we're taking a trip up to that area. All right.
Crap. Now I lost my.
The boys.
Oh yeah, that's right. So,
Boys episode.
if you may or may not know, but there's this little show called The Boys.
Well, not little. It's pretty damn good.
It is amazing, and it's based off these comic books, which I'll get into later. But the new episode came out.
If you haven't watched it, this is just
Spoiler
major.
warning.
This is major spoiler alert because
Yeah.
we're gonna be
There's
talking
a
all about this.
Timestamp.
Look at the screen right now. There's a timestamp that's going to be up there for 3, 2, 1. All right. Also, what I've heard from my therapist about this show is pretty much it's about a bunch of anti-heroes. Right?
Just wait.
It's kind of hard to explain because there are
Okay.
a bunch of different groups in this.
So the
So
new episode just came out, and
oh,
me and Lucas.
me and Scott were screaming.
Okay, whatever. Me and Lucas, I just found out that we're both big fans of the show. So we were talking, and we're like, we should watch the new episode together. You should wait till you come over, because I was originally planning on coming over today, Friday, when the new episode came out Thursday. He said you should wait to watch the episode so you can watch it with me. And I'm like, sounds amazing, man. After we hung up on that call, I went down to my mom and I said, Mom, Lucas is being mean to me. He won't let me watch the new Boys episode. So the next day, I called him and we started talking about, you called me, and we started talking about it and how excited we were and all these series we had.
Totally nerding out.
Yeah.
Geeking out, not nerding, geeking.
I was going to say geeking out.
But
and nerding.
we started geeking out, and then all of a sudden, you know what? I should ask if I can come over Thursday so I don't have to wait to see the new Boys episode.
And I jumped to the opportunity. I was like, go ask right now.
Yeah, so we were on the call for another probably minute.
Hour?
No, another minute.
Well,
or two.
we stay on our calls about the boys for a while.
Yeah, but we started we got into talking about this, and then eventually, we hung up. I went right downstairs. I asked them. I talked to them for a minute because it's family. I gotta talk to them. Then I went back upstairs, sent Lucas a text saying my mom said it's okay. So That explains why I'm here. Is because we geeked out and wanted to watch a show. But anyways, onto the actual...
You're totally geeking your
onto the actual episode.
Want to see the tech cave?
No.
Oh, guys, that was
a traumatizing scene. So
you guys probably shouldn't.
We're not going to talk about that part.
let's just say, if you think you're ready for it, you're not.
Yeah.
Even if you think you're desensitized,
you're not.
We're not exactly allowed to talk about it just for
legal reasons.
Yeah.
All right,
No.
but anyways,
because we get sued by like humanitarian places.
Yeah. Anyways, the new episode today, there was a major fight going down.
Oh, and the fight was so good.
We found out. Okay, well we knew about it, but a character named A-Train, he was doing a double-sided.
Sorry, since this is a spoiler, like I still have yet to even start watching this show from episode 1, but I kind of want to not be spoiled about it.
So you want back? Oh, you don't want to talk about it?
Like,
just cover your ears.
If I, step out? Or?
Yeah, you can step out.
Yeah.
We're just gonna talk a little bit about this.
Remember, just leave it run, and if it turns off, then it's like fine. I'll just edit most of it out.
We'll walk back over and open the door for you to come back in.
All right.
All right. Hold on. Wait for him to get out. I know we're about to get in a geek out session.
We've been podcast for a while. Oh my gosh, I'm shaking. I'm so excited.
All right, so basically, we should probably talk about the plot for the people that don't care, but they want to hear what happened. So basically, in the most simplest way I can put this, it's like DC, but it's more realistic.
It's basically a superhero movie, and the superheroes were assholes.
Not just assholes, but like monsters.
Yeah.
And the main group is, the main superhero group is called the Seven. 7 people, kind of explanatory. And technically the good guys, the actual good guys that are like anti-heroes, they're called the Boys. It's kind of
basically they're not. Are they really an actual FBI group?
They work with the FBI.
Oh, they do.
The FBI and CIA.
I wasn't sure if that was like just a cover up and they lied to people, or if that was actual.
FBI and CIA. That's why they have so much resources to like spend. And this group, they know about all these things that happened.
All these bad things that these superheroes actually do.
And basically, their job is to try to take them down. But the thing is, what makes the show so interesting is how outnumbered this group is. Because the 7 are hundreds of times more powerful than them. And it's about these guys trying to even the odds and trying to stop this horrible goal that they're trying to reach.
Yeah.
That's all we're going to tell you. We're just giving you the base plot of the show. You want to figure out more? Watch it.
It's
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime, if you have an account, it's free. You don't have to rent it or buy it or anything. It's free to watch as long as you have an actual account.
Very entertaining show. Very gory and very it's very explicit. I mean, if you're like young, don't watch it. But if you can make your own decisions or your parents just don't care about that, it's a good show. I'd give it a watch.
Just make sure if your parents know that you're watching it, and if they're okay with it, you can watch it.
And so we're gonna go into the episode. So currently season 4 is airing right now, and the new episode came out. Like we went on our little nerd fest. Scott came over and we watched it. We're gonna give you some background about some characters that are gonna come up.
A-Train. Really fast guy.
He has super speed. He can actually run to the speed of sound. He works. He's a part of the 7. He's a superhero.
But he is fed up with the 7.
He's fed up with how he's being treated and how things are run, and so he's been kind of double crossing.
And he's helping the boys by giving them information and running errands and getting
and
stuff
like
for them.
And getting them pictures and evidence.
Yeah.
And a big fight happened where in the boys' headquarters, one of the superheroes, the Deep, and then another
The Deep is basically...
He can breathe underwater. I think he has super strength.
He has super strength, and he can talk to fish.
He can talk to aquatic life.
Yeah.
And he can breathe underwater.
If you want to know how aquatic life he can talk to, let's just say he had a relationship with an octopus.
Check the closet.
Alright. Anyways, back to the episode.
But and Black Noir, which is
basically, the real Black Noir is no longer around.
Well,
this is
as we think, there might be a twist.
That's just a theory.
It's a theory, but it's one of those theories we came up with.
But anyways, they have an actor playing Black Noir in the show too. a guy who's filling in, so the public doesn't know Black Noir is actually gone.
Unalived.
But this guy has similar powers and like stuff.
I think he has more too.
I think he has more
because the way he flew.
Yeah.
Oh.
But anyways, the original Black Noir couldn't talk, but the new one
can talk.
Well,
because technically he's not mute.
Yeah, but they need him to actually be mute, so they always make fun of him, or not make fun of him,
yell at him
to be quiet, you don't talk.
So, and the fight scene that we were really going crazy about was basically in the boys' headquarters. The Deep and Black Noir 2 were in there, and basically their mission by Homelander, the top superhero of the world, literally, like the most powerful.
He's basically Superman.
But like evil and a little bit weaker than Superman, but he's technically the strongest in their world.
In their world, he's their Superman, and he's decked out with American stuff, and he's
just he's like the American version of Superman, except insane. He's actually mentally insane from the amount of trauma he's endured.
But anyways, away from that,
so he gave them a mission to kill the boys.
It was actually
kill Butcher.
Kill Butcher.
He wanted to kill Butcher because Butcher is the one that's always giving him crap. Because Butcher's the only one that's not really afraid of Homelander.
Butcher is just a really cool England dude.
He's not afraid, and that's what and so he doesn't care if he causes crap between the seven, and Homelander is finally reaching like a breaking point in his mental health where he's like, kill him, I want him gone, and so the Deep and Black Noir they were fighting, and it was only Butcher and Starlight. Starlight has the power to control and manifest light.
And she gets her light from.
Well, she gets energy. She gets energy from like things around her, and then she can use that to
make
light out of her hands. And basically, they were fighting, and then when they're about to lose, not only does Mother's Milk come in with a Gatling gun.
He is basically a guy who.
He's the one that's like the main. He's technically the leader that works with the CIA.
He's known as, like, according to the CIA, he's the leader, but he's really not.
I mean,
technically he acts like a leader, but
they don't have control. He doesn't have control over them.
No, Butcher was the original leader before he joined they joined the CIA. But basically, Butcher lost control, but is acting like he still has it.
Well, in this episode, Mother's Milk gave him back that control. He's the leader again.
Yeah.
We got to go back into this. So this fight. So Mother's Milk pulled a Gatling gun and was able to push back Black Noir, and the Deep was about to make a finishing blow to Starlight, and A-Train is officially betrayed the Seven and joined the boys when he joined in the fight and beat up the Deep, and they officially were able to thwart off Black Noir and the Deep.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Scott were freaking out when we saw A-Train get in the fight.
We were geeking out, like not just freaking out, geeking out. It was so cool in our.
We were screaming. We were just going crazy because like this is something like we knew it was gonna happen, but we were never ready for it, and we were so happy to see it. Like he's officially on the good guy's side, and his family's safe, and the tracker's out. So we're curious to see what happens to him in the future because something's gonna happen because obviously Homelander isn't happy.
Yeah, but anyways. So, on to the comic part before we bring Kyle back in. So there's comics about this. And
the comics is what the show is based off of.
But the show has taken a really big turn on the story.
I wouldn't say big turn, but they've taken multiple different types of turns.
Yeah, and like there's just a bunch of different stuff between the story and the show. But anyways, I really want to read the stories. So I plan on getting all the comics.
Just know that the comics are a lot more explicit and like they're a lot worse than the show.
And that's what's holding me off.
The comics are like a lot more unhinged.
Yeah.
So just know when you read those, they're gonna say some crazy stuff that the show would probably only say in like season 4, episode 6.
Yeah. Don't worry about that. That's more onto the Tech Cave. You'll know when you watch it. Yeah. If you've watched it.
If you can skip it. You can skip it. There's nothing really like super important that happens in that episode other than the party, you can technically skip it, and you can just get like inferred about what happened.
Just contact someone if you want to skip it.
If you want to know the important parts, just contact somebody. I wouldn't want to watch it. I would prefer to skip it.
Honestly, if you really don't want to watch it, get a hold of me or Lucas if he's willing. Don't.
Just get a hold of Scott.
Get a hold of me, and I can try and explain it for you, what happens.
But, yeah.
Anyways, I'm going to go get Kyle, so we can get back
I'll go get Kyle.
Oh, you get Kyle?
But, yeah, that's our boys talk, so, no.
Yeah.
The Boys is a really good show. We geek out over it. But, hope you enjoyed that little boys talk.
Yeah.
I locked the door. What up? Alright, no. That's what I thought.
Just give me that section if you don't want to be spoiled. Just send me that section, I'll edit for you.
Oh my gosh. We were just geeking out the whole entire time we
kept
about
backtracking and going into the actual story instead of explaining what
we went over the base plot and then the base plot of some characters.
Alright. Anyways, back onto a really serious note.
Are we just ending it?
I think we should probably tell them the news that because we've held them back from the news.
Hang on.
So this is probably what
I want to give my PSA, public service announcement.
So, and this is also not determined of how long this is going to be for,
but it's
going to happen. We've kind of made this official.
Yeah.
With each other. It's not permanent. We're not going to be like Corey X Kenshin. It's not going to be like 9 months.
Don't read that.
Yeah. Not yet.
No, just don't read it.
Ready?
Because they're going to... Just don't read it, dude.
Oh.
Ready to tell them?
Yeah, this has to come from the pelvis. Where's the pelvis located?
Like down in this area.
Like probably in the groin.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure.
This area.
I can't wait for biology so I can learn.
Alright, so,
Alright.
I'll just say it off the bat. We are going to be taking a break for a little bit. So there's not going to be many podcast videos for a little bit.
I might try and get something out for you on the TikTok page, but no promises. I want you guys to have content, but we are going to break.
We are going to have an exciting. When we do come back, we're going to have an exciting change. That we're going to try it out for one episode, see how it goes. If it's positive, if it's like. If everybody likes it and everybody thinks it's pretty cool, you know.
It won't be permanent. It'll be like a.
It might not be permanent, but I mean, we'll try it out. If everybody likes it and it's something that we can continue without having much trouble with it.
I don't think we should ever make it permanent, but like it should be like something.
Well, I mean, we could make it like a special thing.
Yeah, like something that reoccurs.
But yeah, we're gonna try something new.
We have it planned, at least we have the background planned. We don't have the details planned, but
our initial plan is to leave for 2 weeks. But
it comes out next week, so it covers the week before I don't have access to my phone.
So we're technically going to be gone for 2 weeks, but it could be more if...
It could be more, it could be less.
We're recording this like 7 days before it comes out. Like we started recording when today's episode or this week's episode came out.
Yeah.
Or last week's.
For you.
Yeah,
but anyways... Yeah, we're recording on.
We're just saying it in our point of view.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we're gonna be taking a break
because we've been pushing ourselves a little bit.
We've been pushing ourselves. We need more time away from each other. Get more topics. Spend our own time away.
I feel like every time we've seen each other or talked to each other, it's just been about this podcast. This is why everybody's together. We're just here kind of just to chill out. Enjoy each other.
Like we said, this isn't supposed to feel like a business. This is supposed to feel like
just natural and like friends.
Out. Yeah. So we're gonna. Alright, so basically, a thing that's gonna help us out with. Because this is like really stressful. If you haven't recorded or own your own podcast or anything like that, it's really stressful. Like, I don't feel that.
Really stressful.
Oh, okay.
It's just. It's time taking.
But me and Lucas don't know too much about that. Kyle's the one who does the recording, the editing, the music, literally everything.
I give out like the food before the podcast. I give out the shelter. I give out most of the like goodies about it. But Scott gives nothing. He's just like kind of useless in this.
He's our minority because he's a ginger.
But technically he is going to step his game up.
I'm going to make myself useful, and I offered to Kyle since it's gonna be becoming too much, and he's gonna have a lot less time, and I'm not gonna have a lot of time either. I can't edit all the podcast. but I'm going to try and partake and edit some of the podcast. So we figured maybe split it 50-50.
Probably. Well,
that'd be 10 minutes each to edit.
Well, yeah, but we have to be doing like 20 to 25 minutes, which is our minimum, not maximum.
Yeah.
So unless if we move it down to like a 15-minute minimum.
A 15-minute minimum? I don't want to do a 15-minute minimum.
Well, no, the reason why I said 20 to 25 minute minimum.
We're kind of just dragging this
on.
If we want to talk about this, we might as well
we'll just talk
end the
about
podcast.
It after.
But anyways, so I'll be helping with the editing and some of the other side stuff, but we're also running out of ideas. So for things, that's why we're also taking a break.
But another thing would be really helpful would, I'm just going to say one thing.
Me and Lucas, we're going to cut you off eventually.
I literally just started talking.
I just want to say one thing. We are running out of ideas. I just want to add on about that. A cool thing could be that, we would love to hear your ideas of good topics you would want us to talk about.
Yeah, comment.
We talked about our rules in the beginning of this episode, so...
Yeah.
It'd be really cool if you would, following the rules, like, give us your ideas of a good topic, and if we like it, we'll shout you out and do it.
Can I just, I know we were just starting to talk, Scott, but the reason, a huge reason behind the whole we're running out of ideas is partially, a huge part of it is from me, Scott put a pretty big emphasis on, is it can get pretty stressful having to do all the editing, recording, and everything, which takes up a lot of my ability to think right. My word choice recently has been really off, but yeah, so Scott editing will help.
All right.
But anyways, since we're running out of topics, this quick break will hopefully help us come up with more ideas.
Yeah.
So, like Lucas said, if you have any ideas, write them down. Maybe we'll talk about them.
Also remember the rules. We said them in the beginning of the episode, so you should know what kind of boundaries you need to take. You don't want to be talking about 9/11. But
also, just so you know, since we're not gonna have as much time, or since we're gonna have more time without the podcast, I'm gonna try and put more into my streaming.
We should probably do some updates on the TikTok account, though.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna...
I've been meaning to send you the...
Because Kyle's making the TikToks, I'm just posting them.
I haven't been on TikTok in a little bit, actually.
Because I don't really know much about making TikToks, and he's got all the stuff there. But, yeah, we're gonna start working on the TikTok page. We're gonna post stuff to that. So I guess some exciting stuff is coming up with this break.
Some exciting stuff is coming up. I think. I think
we really need this break.
Yeah, I think it's really needed. If you're absolutely devastated by this news, I'd be really surprised because our podcast is kind of trash. But if you are devastated by this, calm down, guys. I have a girlfriend.
Announcement!
Should we talk about that?
No, we're not talking about that.
Okay, never mind. Lucas does not have a girlfriend. He's still into guys.
Alright.
It's just one... I'm just going to say one thing about it. I have a girlfriend, so...
Yeah.
We're going to end off that topic.
But, alright. Anyways...
She's never finding out about this podcast.
Is it on that note we're going to end the podcast?
We got to do our...
mental minute.
Mental minute.
God!
Motivational minute.
Motivational.
You're the one who started this.
Every single time I go to say motivational, I think mental. Because I am going mentally insane, Scott.
You started this.
So, motivational minute. All right, since I'm the host, I should probably... what would be your biggest motivation to take over the world?
Damn you, vile woman. I can't do it.
I don't really think we should do that. I think something more serious.
Well, that'd be motivation. What would be your motive to take over the world? Not take over the world like Homelander, but take over the world in the sense you own your own world. You own your own world. You run your own life. You're your own boss.
For you?
So how would you...
Hang on, Scott. The adults are talking.
You.
Pretty much the way I think what you're trying to say, I guess. I said that.
How to be your own boss. Like how
to take over your own world. Maybe like self.
Take over your own life. I should say. Yeah. I should have said that.
Motivational minute, pretty much. Like.
What would be your motive to take over your own life? Like, Like, do you have that motive already, and you're just not using it, or or are you just looking for that kind of motive?
Yeah, if that makes sense.
All right, so to start off this, I actually don't have that motive yet. I'm still trying to find out.
Yeah, you're still trying to find
self-love. I think that might be what you're going at.
Yes, I'm trying to find self-love.
Yeah.
That was not a joke, actually.
A huge thing for a lot of people, especially people like us. Yeah, alright, but anyways, is being able to know how to love ourselves and take care of ourselves before others. Because although it's good to be selfless, you still have to be somewhat selfish. That wasn't supposed to be a rhyme or anything.
Okay.
But you gotta know how
This is MF Doom.
Basically, the way I see it is you gotta know how to love yourself before you can love someone else.
Yes, that's where I was eventually gonna get after another.
I don't know. I feel like you're trying to go in the wrong direction. I can't stop.
I can't stop. I can't stop.
No, not like that. A Train.
Oh, yes.
Can't stop the A Train, baby. I can't stop. I can't stop. I wonder how it'd be though. Like
when you build up such a tolerance that you're hitting it like A Train.
Like wouldn't it be like too much friction?
You burn your. Alright. Anyways, self-love and everything. How would God view you?
Absolutely.
That has nothing to do.
You know what? He loves us all.
I'm gonna bring the religious.
We brought
this.
Rule 30 something.
No religious arguments.
Yeah.
Oh, right here.
Rule 15. Rule 15. No religious arguments.
That's not an argument. That's
Rule 15. We had to edit that out.
Actually,
no. Rule 15 is no religious argument.
Well, that's not an argument. That's just a question.
That is Rule 15.
Oh, I made the wrong numbers. Whoops.
Oh well.
My bad, guys.
Oh well.
All right, but
we're not explaining.
It's not an argument, but it's more of a question, religious question. I think he views us all as his child the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, he views sin the same. No matter if it's like a little bit or if it's a lot, he views it all the same. He just sees us all as his children. So I'd say as his child of Christ.
So before I have to pretty much not really be able to talk to you guys as much for like 2 weeks, I'm still gonna be here till tomorrow. Kind of based off of what Lucas said, in a way, it just has to pretty much do with forgiveness, which kind of stems from God or whatever you believe. You can forgive, but you don't have to forget. For me, that actually kind of has to do with self-love, because you have to be able to forgive yourself for maybe what you've done in the past, but if you forget it, then you don't learn. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that. I've heard that advice like so much.
Yeah, I know. Everyone knows it already, but sometimes they just don't hear it.
Everyone
Same
knows
with what you said.
Everyone knows what we're talking, this, but
it's a really basic.
But no one actually follows it. All right, that was supposed to only last a minute, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Screw you.
Well, let's just get this over with.
The relevance.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast. I really appreciate you listening to my episode. Obviously, it's a little bit of a bummer that you won't be able to listen to our future episodes in a little bit. But I generally hope you enjoy what we have in store for the future and what we've had so far.
If you really miss us, man,
Scott and Kyle are single, so not me, but
hit us up, guys. I mean, girls, gals. Yeah.
All right, but if you really miss us, you have older episodes.
It's Scott up at. I have to blank that out because that's
our area code.
Yeah.
But I would say if you guys are gonna complain to the YouTube.
Complain to Scott because
complain on the TikTok page. Download TikTok if you don't have it.
Yeah, the TikTok page.
Complain to Scott. He'll be
the YouTube or TikTok page.
Scott hasn't done anything to help out.
We'll be active and we'll check them out.
Really? Do you want me to remind you of the episodes without me?
We aren't gonna be like Corey X Kenshin, be gone for a year, but we're gonna be gone for a little bit. We're not exactly sure how long. We might actually be gone for longer. But we really just don't have a destined time. It's just that our estimate time is 2 weeks.
I'll make a community post or whatever if I can. Pretty much explaining, hey, there's not going to be an episode this week, But yeah.
Just say we're taking a break, man. That's all.
You
don't even have to say how long. Just say, hey, sorry, but we're taking a break.
Thank you for listening to my podcast. I really appreciate it. Goodbye. I love you all.
No,
actually, I don't love you. All right.
3, 2.
Scott, turn off your camera.
It's me.
Okay. I'm leaving that in. It's because you said it, Lucas. All right. Anyways.
Don't blame this on me. It's you.
No. Anyways. All right. 3, 2, 1. Scott, turn off your camera.